Hi everyone, today I would like to make a video about a topic that I've been observing for quite a while now. If you're like me and scroll through YouTube based on your interests, which are probably also the piano, you might see a couple of video suggestions pop up about topics like this pianist plays the hardest part of, or the most difficult passage of, or watch Horowitz play this extremely difficult piece, and so on. And let me say right away, I totally get it. These videos are short, they're entertaining, display magnificent skills, and of course they are also perfect for the YouTube algorithm. This is why I myself have produced several videos related to difficulty and skill, for example when I rank the Chopin etudes or the Beethoven sonatas by difficulty. There are several reasons why I did these kinds of videos. First of all, I wanted to give a general, broad, but of course very subjective view that someone might look at and could take some information out of it. And also I did it because many people had requested me to do these kinds of videos, ranking and rating lists based on their difficulty. And of course they're also fun to do. But over the last couple of months I see this trend not only on YouTube but also on other platforms, for example Reddit, Discord, or some online forums. Everyone is just talking and comparing the difficulty of the pieces. Let's go back a couple of years when I first joined my conservatory. When I would talk about piano repertoire and pieces with my mates, a conversation would probably go like this. So, what are you working on these days? Oh, I'm playing some Liszt. Ballade 2 actually. Ah, I see, yeah, I've played that. I love how it sounds. How's that going for you? It's going well, but I still need to work on my dynamics and also I'm not sure if my playing is convincing yet. It will come with time, I guess. Are you performing it somewhere? Yeah, at the end of the month in a class recital actually. Wanna join? Sure, I'll come listen. Okay, now let's have this conversation again, adapted to how things are going on recently. Hey, which piece are you playing? Oh, I'm playing Liszt Ballade number 2. Liszt Ballade number 2? That's not nearly as hard as Don Juan or Norma. What? Well, I believe Norma is the hardest one, so that's why I'm learning it. I learn my pieces based on what others think about me. Have you even played Ballade 2 before you try to learn Norma? Nah, I don't have time for those easy pieces. I really wish this conversation would never happen, but guess what? It does happen. And if it doesn't happen verbally, it happens online. You cannot go 5 comments deep into a piano video without someone pointing out that the piece they're performing is not as difficult as another one. And you cannot go 5 piano videos deep on your home feed without someone showing you the next difficult technical passage that a pianist is performing. Okay, back to the topic. I think we're slowly but surely moving away from music as an art form and we're kind of transitioning towards music as a sport. So why is technique and difficult and all of that so important right now? And is there a difference between difficulty? My hypothesis is that the reason why people like to watch and compare the difficulty is because it's a metric that you can measure things by. Remember in school when you were playing card games with your friends? There were people who liked the design of the cards or the monsters or creatures on it. Some people liked just collecting them. And then there were those people who looked at the stats and that's really all that mattered to them. And kind of the same thing is happening now but with piano pieces. The reason why this trend of comparing stats with piano is growing is because it's a thing to objectify things and make them comparable. Of course, this has nothing to do with music, it's just a phase we're going through as a community right now, but it's still important that we address this. So mainly when people talk about difficulty, they mean difficulty in a technical sense. Let me tell you, there were not many occasions where I myself so bad on stage than when I was playing, for example, a Mozart sonata. It really doesn't matter which one for me, just getting everything right is so exhausting. I have to think about so many things and on the outside I might look neutral, but on the inside I'm really trying to make everything sound decent. I know I'm not the only one with this, so I might just be stating the obvious, but there are things that make piano playing difficult and have nothing to do with what I would like to call perceived difficulty. Schumann's Kinderszenen, for example, is on the surface not a difficult piece, but have you ever tried playing it and making it sound convincing and like you know what you're doing? I mean, I get it, my whole channel is called Piano Tech Support. The tech stands for technique, because that's what I made the channel for. I wanted to support people who are interested and how they can improve their practice and overcome challenges. But what happened to every single other aspect apart from the difficulty of a piece? What happened to the emotional expression, the ability to engage with the listener, for example? Isn't that what music is really about? Let's focus on the things beyond the topic of how difficult or how hard something is. In some regards, other genres are already far ahead of the classical music scene. I mean, I have never heard people listening to K-pop talk about if that one particular K-pop song was more or less difficult than another song. They're just enjoying the music and the message and the mood it gives to them. And I kind of wish we can bring some of this attitude back to our music.